Welcome to BruceCTV. I'm your host, Bruce C., and I'm back with my buddy Howard Piskaric.
Hello.
We're not going to tell you a road trip story. We got something different on our plates today. I want to tell a couple of stories about how we impressed our future wives. A couple of different times that we're guys, so we like to show off. We like to pretend like we're machos, we're heroes.
You're trying to sell yourself, like you.
We want to close the deal. We've been dating.
Yeah.
In my case, my wife and I had been dating for a little while, and I like to go to the North Woods. Howard, we all like to go up to the North Woods. We like to travel. And this particular trip, it was a Memorial Day weekend, and we're trying to make a run up to the North Woods, and we leave, and it's just solid traffic. And I'm in the car, and I'm just getting frustrated beyond belief. Now, this is the weekend we're supposed to be cool, calm, casual, have a lot of fun, get up north, but I'm already PO'd. I'm at my wit's end. So we get up to Chicago, we get into Wisconsin, and when you hit the Wisconsin border, and you've done this 1,000 times, right? It's like a checkered flag, right? You're like, traffic just breaks, right? So I come tearing out of all the traffic, and I'm motoring pretty good. And what I decided I'm going to stay in the middle lane, because that way other people are speeding too, but I'm not going to get a ticket maybe if I'm in the middle lane. So I'm in the middle lane, and this guy comes by, and it's a landscaper with this trailer, and there's stuff in the back, and it's all shaking, and he passes me on the left, and then he cuts in front of me, and I'm like, you son of a... So I pass him, and I go around him, and of course I get a ticket. So they pull me over, and I get a ticket. Oh my God. So anyhow, we go up north, and we're having a great weekend, and now coming home, it's Sunday, and I'm showing off the North Woods with my wife, or my mom's home, my summer home up there, and all the cool people I know and all the fun stuff. So I'm a big hero, right? So maybe she forgot about the stupid guy who was driving like a maniac. We're driving home, and we're on the 2-lane up in the North Woods, and I love the 2-lane, right? Love driving on the 2-lane. And unfortunately, I also like driving fast on the 2-lane. And I get pulled over Sunday night on the way home. So 3 days, gonna get my second ticket. I'm sitting next to her in the car, and I remember the cop comes to the window, and he's like, roll down the window. And I had already decided that, this can't happen. I mean, I can't get 2 tickets on a weekend. So as soon as he gets to the window, and I knew he would know, right? I figured he would have the system. He'd see that I got a ticket. I assumed he would.
You again?
So I remember I looked up to him. He came to the window, and I literally did this. I went to him. I said, "Please, officer, I got pulled over on Friday coming up here. Traffic was terrible. I was crazy. I had to get there, and I just can't get 2 tickets in 3 days. I can't get 2 tickets in 3 days. Please give me a break." Literally, that's what I said. He looked at me, grabbed my ticket, grabbed my license, grabbed my stuff, said, "I'll be back." He went back to the car to double check, right, or do whatever. And all I did was look straight ahead, and I glanced over at my future wife, and she looked at me and she just said, "That's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen a human being do in my life."
Oh,
needless to say,
the brutal honesty of it.
I did not show off very well. But you did something similar, crazy.
This was, I wasn't married. This was before I was married. My future wife, and we're going to go on a ski trip. We're going to go up all the way up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, up to Porcupine Mountains, which is a beautiful state-run ski area where when you're skiing down the hill, you're looking out at Lake Superior. On Lake Superior.
Absolutely.
Beautiful place. Been there before, but I'm taking my wife back because I love the place, and I had reservations, once we got up there. But on the first night, we were just going to go as far as we can, get a room, and just so we can get up the next day, just finish the trip and ski that day, and then we'd have the place that we had reservations.
It was a good plan.
It was a good plan, but it went awry because there was no snow anywhere in Illinois and southern Wisconsin. There was no snow to Wausau, Wisconsin. So everybody was up north. All the snow everything was up north. So and this is New Year's Eve, all right?
I don't remember that.
It was New Year's Eve.
Oh my Lord! So you're...
And we're going up there, and pretty soon, we get to Wausau, and I'm like, well, whatever, let's get a room. Yeah, there's no room. It's New Year's Eve. Everything's reserved. The place is packed. There's no snow down south, so everybody's up north. Right? So we keep going. We keep stopping at another place. Hey, could you call someplace to find a room? They're calling places where, this is before the cell phones, internet, and all that. You just got to kind of go with it. So can't find anything. I was like, oh my God, this is bad planning on my part. What am I going to do,
Happy New Year.
So I could see my future wife, she's getting a little nervous, like, okay, well, what the heck are we going to do, So I says, well, we're going to keep going. We'll find someplace. Don't worry. We'll find someplace. So I go up, and all of a sudden we see a vacancy sign. And we pull in there. And it was like one of these little cabins,
Right.
So we go in there, and I get the room, and we're going, and it smells musty, like mold on the walls. It's like, and she goes, I'm not sleeping here. I go,
You got
we
much of a
don't have
choice.
much of a
What are
choice.
you
She goes,
gonna
I'm not sleeping here. She goes, this place is, and the floor was like this. The floor was actually
come on.
crooked. Like the whole building was crooked. And I'm like, well, I can't. Okay, I don't want to see her either. It's bad,
Nasty.
So that's it.
Pack it up.
Pack it up. So I tell the lady, we're leaving. I want my money back. She goes, did you use the bathroom? I go, well, yeah, I did. She goes, well, I have to charge you for that. I go, that's
Seriously?
fine. Charge me. I guess so we get ready to go. So here we go. Same thing. Can't find any place to go. So we're all the way up into Minocqua now. Still can't find a place. So she goes, well, what are we going to do? I go, well, I did this once with my buddies. I go, but it's not really a good plan. She goes, what's that? I go in a bar, get really drunk, and just sleep in the car. I go, I've done it before. She's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. So
That's
I
not gonna impress
her father has a place, a cottage in west of Minocqua. I says, why don't you just call but it's all closed up. It's just a summer cottage. They don't use it in the wintertime. They've never seen it in the winter. I said, why don't you call your dad? Maybe we can go. He's got a key in or something. Maybe we can just go do something. She goes, all right, we'll try it. So we go in there and she calls and she's
you gotta go get a
but there's no key.
payphone, right?
We got we're in a bar to payphone, no cell phones. So he says, yeah, you can go in there. He goes, but it's locked up. He goes, you're gonna have to break a window in the basement, to get in. So okay, well,
Now
whatever.
you've never been there before.
I have never been there. No, I think I was there that summer. I was there that summer just once for like a weekend with the
So you
family.
didn't know real well.
No, but I knew where it was at and whatever. So anyways, we go there and there's snow everywhere. And
Now, what time of night is it?
this was already like 10:30, 11 o'clock or whatever.
Freezing cold.
Really
you know
cold,
to stay.
really cold. So we go all the way down, and it's at the end of the lake. And there's some people that live there year round, but
No.
Anyways, we come up and the snow's piled in the driveway, and the road's not wide enough to leave my truck and drive. I got to get out of the way because the other neighbors and it would have to get by, and it's not wide enough. But it's not. Yeah, I got to get in about 8 feet off the highway, at least 8 to 10. And I had a shovel with me. I was pretty prepared. I had big fat snow tires on my pickup, and. I go, okay, we'll just see if I can ram the snow and just get it far enough off the road so somebody can get by.
That already sounds like a bad
Right.
idea.
So anyway, I shoveled the hard snow out of the bank
okay.
where it was plowed. I shoveled it out of the way, and I get okay. So I just got it, and I'm gonna the snow on the other side was pretty fluffy and light. So I ram it. I'm gonna ram, and I couldn't get like straight because it's narrow, so I'm on an angle. So I go, I'm just gonna ram it in there. It's like and as I'm going in there, it's just like the whole pickup just goes up in there. My right rear side went down in the ditch. And I'm
so it's not touching.
I'm like, I am stuck. It ain't going nowhere. I'm not getting out, shoveling or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. Let's get in the house and get going or whatever. So we truck, and it's like 400, 500 feet to the house, So we go there. I take a log out of the log pile. I bust the window out of the basement. I have a flashlight looking there, and I picked the window on the corner of the house just like was closest to the front. But there's all this junk piled underneath in the house, And the window is only like this tall. So when I'm going in, right. It's a narrow basement window. So I'm going in on my belly backwards with my feet down on a pile of junk.
So you have no idea what's.
Well, I looked in the thing when the hole is. There's like wood and some other stuff piled there. So I'm trying to go down easy, and it's kind of all of a sudden it's like I go crashing in. Whatever. I made it. Didn't hurt myself.
It was probably
I went right. Opened the house up. Linda comes in and and it's like 5 or 10 degrees out. The house is it's got antifreeze in the toilet and everything. We can't use the toilet; it's freezing. So
No
we go
heat,
around.
no electricity.
No, we had electricity. Electricity was on, and the phone worked, but so it was baseboard heat. Okay, the little baseboard heat everywhere. They're useless, for winter heat. So anyway, we turn them all on high and everything. Oh man, we got to get fire going to warm up. So, and I got to go back because as we were breaking in the window and climbing in there, it was midnight. Right, so we had the romantic kiss at midnight out there, freezing or whatever, and I have a bottle of champagne. We'll get to that later. So, anyways, so we get in the house, we get ready. And we got the stove on high, we got all the heaters on high. We're gonna sleep in the living room. The bedrooms we just left closed off, and like I said, the heat's useless. It's gonna be like hours and hours for it, so we got to get fire going. So I immediately start on the fire.
Because you are an outdoorsman, fire starting guy.
The fire, but I'm not that smart when it comes to opening the flue. Did not open the flue. Just start the fire. So the next thing I know, I'm looking and I'm like, the smoke's curling out of the thing. I'm like, oh, jeez, we got. But the thing is, she didn't know where the flue lever was at either to open it. So we're looking, and the smoke keeps coming out. And I was all of a sudden, now we got a problem. We can't get the flue open. I'm like, oh my God, I got to either put the fire out. Something's got to give her. So I'm running out on the deck. I'm getting snow. I'm throwing. So now we got steam and smoke coming out of the thing.
So you actually tried to put the fire out?
I tried to put the fire up because I figured I can't find the fluid. I got to do something. So right about then, the smoke alarm goes off, and the smoke alarm is just piercing. It's just piercing. There's smoke coming out. You know, the stove's glowing red. You know, the electric stove's glowing red. Everything is still freezing in there. I got the door open now with the smoke. The snow's blowing in the flipping door, and the fire's still going. I don't even have it out, but I got to stop this damn smoke alarm because it's just piercing my ears, and I can't even think. I just want to get rid of this damn smoke alarm. So I grab a chair and I run down the hallway, and I'm up on the chair, and I'm like, I can't figure out how to get the cover off of this thing, you know? So I'm blowing on it. I'm like, I'm blowing on it and blowing on it, and it's just going louder and louder. And I'm trying to figure out how to get the thing off. What the heck? And all of a sudden I look behind me, and my future wife is on the floor on her knees laughing. And I'm like,
you
what?
think she'd be panicking.
I'm like, what in the heck? She's like, oh, she's pointing and she's laughing so hard she can't talk because she's laughing so hard.
Seriously?
Right? And I'm like, what? And she's going, that's the doorbell. So I'm trying to think the door. She goes, and she's still in. She goes, and she's pointing up, and there's the smoke alarm. And so I'm 8 feet back. And I'm like, good Lord Almighty. So I get the chair back. I take the thing out and I yank the battery out of the thing. And well, we got, it's finally silence. It's like, oh my God. So then anyways, it's like, so then we're back trying to find the flue, and the house is just filling. I got smoke coming out of the house. The doors are open. We're trying to warm up, and it's like snow's blowing in. So finally we find it. It's like on the stones, and there's a lever up there. It wasn't very noticeable. So we finally got the thing open or whatever. And I'm trying to get a fire that's half wet, half dry. I'm like, so we get the fire going. We finally get through all this, and finish for the night, and we finally get to sleep. So we're finally sleeping.
Now, did you guys sleep right in front of the fireplace?
Yeah,
there?
right on the couch, right there. Just slept on the couch, and so we go to bed. Finally, fall asleep, and I wake up like 2, 3, 4 hours later. It's like 100 degrees in the place because now everything finally catches up with the heat because we got it on as high as it'll go, and the fire was still going. And everything. Yeah. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so hot in here. Right. So we got to open the door just to cool down because it's literally like 120 degrees, and I was like, oh my God, this is just turning out. This is just crazy.
It's a nightmare.
Right. So I was like, okay, and we still got to get my pickup out of the ditch for the next morning. So we get up in the morning, and we start calling around, to find. Well, it's New Year's Day morning. Nobody's even answering the phone. I call like 10 places. Nobody's even answering the phone. I don't know what to do. I go back out there. I'm going to put some boards underneath or something. I'm like, this ain't gonna happen.
Colder than heck.
Yeah. So finally, a neighbor comes walking down. She goes, I see that your pickup's stuck there. I go, yeah. I'm trying to call it replaced, but I can't get it. She goes, well, I have a friend that's got a 4-wheel drive. Maybe he'll come. She goes, I'll go call him. Oh, this is awesome. So she calls the guy, and he comes. He's about 10, 15 minutes down the road. He comes to pull me out. So he's got all the stuff, the chain and everything, and he turns around and he hooks my pickup, and he goes, now just don't do anything. He goes, I'll pull you out, and he's pulling me out.
Don't hit the gas. Don't hit the...
It's just, I'll pull you out. Don't do nothing. I go, all right. So he's like, and the pickup's, it's going, and it's spitting snow, but I'm not... it's just hardly moving. I go, man, if I could get just a little help, I'll give him a little help or whatever. So I put it in reverse, and I let the clutch out just as he gets traction and pulls me out. And I pop up, and I bump into the corner of his truck. I just bumped his bumper a little bit, and I hit him, and it's like, boom. I didn't really do any damage to it. But he gets out, and he goes, I told you not to help me. And I'm just like, and my future wife is standing there, and I'm thinking, I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, you look like a total...
Yeah, everything about this was totally, whatever, this is crazy, So anyways, we get it out, we go, and we finish our nice weekend, And one more thing, 2 things, but one is, we went up to the place, and I had bought my future wife a little necklace with a little bird on, a little gold bird. And she had lost it when we were up at that hotel or skiing or something. We didn't know she lost it.
But when you came home, it was gone.
It was gone. We never found it. We looked all over and it was gone. So anyways, about a few days later, a week later, we got a call from them, and they, somebody goes, is this yours? We figured it had some sentimental value. They found it in the snow in front of the place, and the girl called like 3 or 4 different people, and we were one of them. And I said, wow, that is so awesome. So she sent it in an envelope back, and my wife had it, because she was really sad about losing this. It was like the first thing I ever bought her.
Well, yeah.
And then we sent her a reward, It was nice. But anyways, that was that story, and it ends like this. I was telling the story in a bar to some friends of mine, and when I'm done telling the story, my buddy looks at me and goes, and she still married you? And I was like, yep. But that's it.
And that's how we impress our beloveds.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. we got more stories coming your way. So please, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to BruceCTV. Share with your friends, and don't forget to check post notifications so you can find out when the next one drops. So we hope to drop one once a week. More to come. What else you got?
That's it. Bye-bye.
To be continued.